Oh wow.
Good morning from Linnet Clough. It is Sunday the 10th of May, 8:30 in the morning. Got here about 30 minutes ago. 2 rods out, both multi-rigs, sticky bait signature pop-ups. Put a couple of handfuls of bait over each of my spots, which I'll show you in a minute. But we're fishing. Up early this morning, had to do an airport run. Taking mum to Manchester. She's off to Budapest for a week. Chillaxing, as they say. And I've come fishing. And you'll be pleased to know that
Hello!
got Lady Carpington's with us.
Making a guest appearance.
Guest appearance. Good day, isn't it?
It is a lovely day. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Weather-wise, I think it's going to get to about 15 degrees. A little bit of cloud, a little bit of overcast. No beaming rays, which I think is good, possibly better than last weekend, but just nice to be bankside, nice to be out. In terms of my rods, I've got one here, just over halfway. That's the right hand rod. And to the left of my peg, I've got this little overhanging tree. So I've got one round about there. So I'll put a bit of bait over those 2 spots. Just going to watch the water for an hour. I've seen a couple of signs of bubbling. Just need to see if they give themselves up. Someone's on the peg next to us, in that direction. It's 9:15. Nice day, still a bit overcast, a little bit of blue sky, sun peeking through. Just had a visit from the bailiff, just checked the ticket, good to see, no problem with that mate. You know, nice to see that they check them. Good chat with him, asked him about birch. I've looked at birch but I've not fished it. Seems a nice guy. Guy next to us, he's had a duck, went down for the bait, possibly went down for the freebies and ended up with the hook bait. So I don't know, but there's got to be parts of this water that really are deep. Have to be careful with that. I know down that end. I mean, there's a Canada goose down there that was quite a way off the bank and it was stood up. So I have to have a way up. Yeah. Not seen anything, been watching the water. Not really seen anything in the last half hour. Let's keep our eyes peeled. There's a guy that was in the corner swim, he's on the opposite bank, he's got off. The bailiff that came round to see me, he's getting off. So there could be only 2 of us on. As I saw on the last trip last weekend. Might get the odd floater fisher, stalker that just pops on for a couple of hours later on when the sun's out. Yeah. But so far so good. Oh, this is the top of the peg. See the rods down there. The sun's coming out a little bit more. Good to see. I do like how kind of hidden away you are. Certainly on this water. And the pegs in general. Can't really see anything. Nice steps. Nobody else on, apart from that guy to my right. I don't know if that's the lake bed coming up. Probably is down there. Really looking for signs. See if we can see anything. Beautiful place. So I said on the last blog that the Nash cradle is a bit heavy for bringing, so I bought a couple of new pieces of kit. First one being the Fox Easy Mat. Really impressed with this. It comes in two sizes. This is the standard and a smaller size. I think it's 2.5 kilos. I've got this nice padded base. You can see the thickness of it. It's 50mm. Keeps the fish nice and secure. Like that. It's got this thing that you can flip over in case the fish gets a bit frisky. You can kneel on it. That's the first thing. The Fox Easy Mat. The second bit of kit is this. The Aqua roving rucksack, which has got this really nice firm base that you can see, keeps it nice and waterproof. It's got a long pocket on this side, rig safe, weighing handle, lots of stuff in there. It's got 2 pockets on this side, one of which has got our scales, Aqua stuff sack. Main section comes in 2 halves. First of all, this has got a nice zippy area where you can just put stuff in here. As I said, the main section comes in 2 bits. This half, the camera bits bag. I'll show you that in a minute. This section, 2 security pouches, one here and one here. There. Get the camera in it, a few other bits. This bit acts as a table when it's folded over like that, and we've bought a bits bag. This has replaced the tackle box. It's got our essential items in it, so really chuffed with all this. Able to travel a bit lighter, makes everyone's life easier. It's 10:15. I'm watching the water and there's a few bubbles to the left of where we are. I could put a rod on it, but Em's just gone to have a look up the bank behind us, just to see if she can see anything, any signs. As I say, it could just be the bottom coming up, bit of gas escaping. It's turning into a nice day, as you can see there. The sun's shining on the water a bit more, the clouds are breaking up. Just don't want it to get too hot. Barbless rule here on all the waters, Disley and New Mills. So as you saw earlier with the new bits bag, kind of gone through the tackle box. Really kind of works out what we do and we don't need. I think you buy more and more bits, different hook length materials, different hook patterns, different terminal. Before you know it, you just got too much, and you just end up lugging it around. So it's a useful exercise to buy that bag and sort out what we've got. The sun is still out. I'll just show you the water. Swing you around a bit. It's not a bad view. We're on the next peg down from where we were last time. So, access to different parts of the water, get to know it. Not really sure where much is caught from. Obviously, good to know that the bailiff that came around earlier, he'd been here 3 nights and he'd had a £14 common. So, that's useful to know. I'm going to bait up the right hand margin, just got to put a couple of handful of boilies out. There's another big overhanging tree, which you never know, they might sort of mooch around. We can try and work out where the feeding spots are. As we saw on the last visit, you know, they kind of mooch around when the sun's out, but those kind of mooching routes might not be feeding spots. So I need to try and work out where they like to have a munch. But I think for the last few times I've been fishing, I'm watching the water a lot more. You've got to watch the water, try and look for signs. See if they give themselves up. Beautiful day though. Really peaceful. Gonna leave the rods out. At least another hour. Bring them in, check the rigs, see what happens. See if we can see any signs. But yeah, check the rigs and might try a couple of different spots. Not going to sit behind the rods and not do anything. Got to work hard on a day session. It's 11:30. The sun's still out. A bit of a breeze drifting down the lake, so it can be a bit chilly. Yeah, got quite a bit of coverage around us, so not really directly in the sun. Baited up 2 additional spots, just a handful each. There's a tree in the right hand margin, a bit of an overhang. So I've put a handful there, and then just spin you around. In line with that tree, but just here, and again just a handful. The idea is just to see whether we see any signs of feeding. Just try and work out where the feeding spots may be. Done a bit of research in terms of what's in Linnet Clough, and I think that the biggest is a fish called the Big E, because one of its scales is shaped like the letter E. I think that's gone to about 23, 24. I think that's the biggest fish in here. Apparently it mooches around with a shoal of 5 fish. And it's the biggest one of the lot. Obviously it would be if it's the biggest one in here. But yeah, apparently we've been told that you kind of see it in a shoal of 5. Wind's getting a bit stronger, so causing a bit of a ripple effect on the surface. Wind's coming from the west. Just see if we can see anything. I'll have a spot of lunch soon, I think. In terms of how long I'm going to stay for, probably about 4 or 5 o'clock I'd have thought. No later than that. Get to storage, drop everything off, and go and enjoy Sunday evening. But first, spend a few hours here. The new kit's working out. As I said, I showed it to you earlier. It's a lot easier getting to the car. It's a real trek. It's a real trek getting to this water from where you can park, down a country lane, across quite a steep farmer's field, over a sty, through a boggy bit, over another sty, and you're eventually here. And it's not the easiest kind of water to walk around, but you know, the Fox Easy mat, it's so much lighter than the cradle, so that's good. And the rucksack, rather than the carry-all, I can't recommend enough. So much easier to carry and to have the weight on your back rather than over your shoulder. So really happy with those 2 pieces of kit. And amazing how you can slim your tackle down. You know, as I said, you just end up carrying and lugging everything around that you don't need. Yeah, it's time for a sandwich. It's 12:15. Just moved my left hand rod. To show you where. Originally it was just in front of this tree, about here-ish. I put it in line with that bush on the far bank, and probably a rod length off it. Just put some krill boilies around the area. I'm just going to leave it there for an hour or so. Probably reel them both in then, and possibly change the pop-ups. I might stick a krill pop-up on. Just take the colour out of the game. Yeah. Canary goose just shows you how absolutely shallow it is. That bird's standing up. And it's quite a way off that far bank. No sign of the cows that we had last week. They might put in an appearance later on in the day. Depends if they fancy a paddle or not, I suppose. Had a bit of lunch, sandwich. Nice tuna and sweet corn. Just going to see how the next hour pans out. It's gone overcast again now. Probably better for the fishing conditions. But sun's no longer visible. It's gone a bit colder. Okay, it's 1:30. Both rods have been brought in. Left hand rod, we've switched the rig, so taken the multi-rig off, and we've fished bottom bait rig with a snowman style pop-up on it. So we have a krill boilie with a cut down lemon sticky bait signature pop-up. Tested it in the margin and it just tips it up nicely, having the cut down boilie, so not happy with that. You know, we fish pop-ups all the time we've been here, including our previous visits, so we thought at some stage we need to fish on the bottoms. We've done that. That's the left hand rod. It's gone out towards the far margin. Right hand rod, brought that in, checked the rig, that's still fine. That's still got a white signature pop-up on it. We've put that under the tree on the right hand side of our peg. So we've been baiting it up during the day. Just a few boilies, handful of boilies every couple of hours. So we've put a rod in it. So we're going to leave that there till the end of the session now. In other news, we've checked the weather app and I think rain's imminent, which obviously wasn't forecast. And it's going to scupper our day really, because we haven't got the shelter with us. We expected a fine day really, which just goes to show you that you should never really have any faith in what these weather experts tell you. Jones has also turned up. He's turned up for a couple of hours. He's down at the far end. Came out to say hello. Good to see him. We've had a bit of a tidy up. Put everything away, because things are going to get wet if it rains. And I think depending on whether we get rain, I think we're going to pack up and go. As I say, there's no point sitting there just getting wet. We could have brought the day shelter, we didn't do. So no biggie. It won't take us long to pack up. We can have all this done and dusted and be walking within 20 minutes. So I'm not overly stressed. We're near the trees, so we can, we can take some shelter and see how it goes. It might stay away, I don't know. It does look a bit bright in the sky, not dark as such, but we'll just have to see what happens over the course of the next half hour. We've had no bleeps, no real signs, not seen a lot. Complete opposite to last week, where they were up in the upper layers of the water mooching about. So this is very much about patience. We know Linnet Clough's a difficult water. Lots of research that I've done online suggests it's a difficult water and suggests that you've got to earn every fish that you get out of here. So, not concerned that there's not been a lot of action. We've got to find the feeding spots, and we do that by watching the water, putting bait in different spots, and seeing whether there's any action, any signs. The shallower part of the lake down here is apparently where the tench hole up. Some big tench on this water apparently. So kind of avoiding that, plus it's very shallow as well. We've visited this water 3 times. The first visit we caught the 19 pounder. It would have been very easy to go back to that peg on our subsequent visits. It wasn't occupied, but for me it's been important to try and get on different pegs, to try and learn about the water as a whole, which you can't do if you fish one peg 3 times. So just trying to get about a bit. I do like that. I do like all the pegs we've fished, if I'm honest. But this is very much around, if you're going to if this is going to be the regular spot for summer fishing, and you're going to come here a lot, I need to try and learn as much about the whole water as I can. And I'm not going to do that by fishing the same peg. So it seems a bit brighter still now since talking to you, so I'm not sure what this weather's going to do. Right, get back to watching the water, I think. It's 3:15. I had a bit of a snooze, bankside snooze. Weather's been absolutely great. No rain, not even a light shower. Sun's back out, stayed very bright. It never really looked like it was going to rain, in all fairness. No action, no bleeps, nothing. Difficult place to assess, really. I've been told there's a lot of naturals in here, a lot of natural food sources, so I think you're really going to have to trip them up to catch. Must have been very fortunate to have that one on our first visit. But nonetheless, we're going to give it another hour. See how we go. I doubt. I might do something crazy with one rod. I don't know. Put it somewhere else, but I probably won't do that. I'll probably leave them where they are. Yeah. Fingers crossed. So, give us 3 words that you would use to describe what's in front of you, the beautiful place it is, Linnet Clough Reservoir.
I suppose it's going to be tranquil. It's very secluded as we go for the walk down here,
Yep.
And it's just so naturally beautiful. It's really touched, no one's comes along and tries to manipulate it in any way. So you've got all the lovely overhanging trees and the wildlife. It's nice because you can hear them playing over at Linnet Clough, the scout camp. At the moment, the way the sound must travel through the trees, we've got a brass band playing to us. It seems quite close, but I think it must be over in the Memorial Park in Marple. And so you get this kind of lovely sound wafting over. It's a lovely day, so we haven't got the shelter. So and then you can hear the children, once they've climbed the rigging, they can ringing that bell.
Yeah. But I mean, if you were looking at kind of the cost of what it costs to join this place, and this is one of a number of waters, it's such good value to be able to fish in these surroundings. It really is a privilege. And you know, we're used to fishing venues that are an hour and 15 minutes away. This is 20 minutes away from our front door, and it is in the middle of like the high peak district. I mean, this is a beautiful part of the world, you know. It's on our doorstep. Can't tell you how impressed I am with this place. And Birch Vale is equally in such a stunning location. I've never been to Disley Dam.
Oh, yeah.
Is that nice?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's on the outskirts of Lyme Park. So I did stop there and just have a look at it, and look at the water and the surroundings. Again, it's just lovely, very quiet, and again looks very, very natural and peaceful. And just out of the three, you know, they're just all three just look lovely.
Yeah. Well, it's 3:45. Turned out to be a really lovely day. We're going to pack up in 20 minutes or so. Been a good day, obviously. No fish. It's been great to get out. Lovely surroundings, as we've already talked about. Probably won't be fishing next weekend. We've got some nice things planned for the kids, so I'll have a weekend with them. And that is a massive bird of prey.
It is, isn't it?
Just seen a huge bird of prey. Wow.
What's it going to? Is it going into the trees? I can't see it.
It must have been a sparrowhawk of some kind. Look at that.
Turn the camera around.
Yeah, as I say, we'll be fishing next weekend. Got some activities lined up with the kids. So going to spend some time with them, have some fun. Maybe out the weekend after, not sure yet. If I am, it'll only be for a short day session. That probably won't be then either. We'll have to see. Might be a couple of weeks before I'm out. But been a good sesh. Nice to be out with them again. Always enjoy it when we can fish together, as I've said before on other blogs. She's giggling in the background, but as my viewers will know, I have said that. Okay, well, that's all for now. I'll leave you to look at this beautiful venue.